Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to my channel. This is the first video of Think Muslim and I can't stop smiling. In today's video, I would like to share with you guys my 5-step strategy to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't be confused. This is not something new. This is something that we all know, we understand, but sometimes have a hard time applying it in our lives. I am no mufti, no sheikh to lecture you on this. I'm just a young Muslim with maybe not the same but similar experiences in life. Over the past 3 years, I saw myself transform into somebody that is much more closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the world. But it wasn't like this before. I saw my faith grow by identifying my biggest mistakes. Through all my missteps and Allah's guidance, I somehow stumbled into the right direction. I was someone that would look at the world in a very monetary way. Perhaps we all do. We all see the world with the lens of money, profit, and success. That's how our society, our education system, and our environment encourages us to think. It is dominating a mindset with this thought process. Why don't we utilize this understanding of the world to our advantage in a much more constructive way that would be helpful to our deen? So, how do we do that? How do we start to think Muslim? Let's begin by treating our deen the exact same way as we would treat something that is special and important to us in this world. So, what is so important to you? It's your career, it's your business, it's your wealth, right? So, what are the goals that you have with your career, business, and wealth are somewhat similar to the goals that you have for your akhirah, perhaps way more important. Like you have your goals set for this world, like maybe buying a big house, fancy cars, a multi-million, perhaps billion-dollar startup. Your goals for your akhirah are set as well. The house is there, but it's the biggest house that you can ever imagine. That's the house in Jannah. Inshallah, in Jannatul Firdaus. And the luxurious lifestyle that you hope for is something that you're going to achieve in Jannah. More luxurious than you can ever imagine. So now that we know what our goals are, it's easier to take the steps to attain them. So what are the 5 steps? Number 1, purify your intent. Be clear, there is nothing more valuable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than the niyyah of the believer. Start with astaghfar. Sincerely commit to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with the intent of reviving or growing your relationship with Him. This is something that we are all familiar with. We all understand the commitment it needs for your education, for your career, for your business, for your family, and we need to utilize the same understanding with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to put Allah ahead in all matters. Allah comes first and the rest follows, inshallah. Number 2, give charity. Consider it this way. It's the initial investment that you need to make to start your business, your career, or your education. It just focuses your mind and shows your commitment towards what you want to achieve. It also motivates you towards going down that road. The sadaqah that you give is the exact same thing. This is to purify your intent that you show towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That intent matters and you need to give some amount of investment for your akhirah. The amount that you give, it doesn't matter how big or small the amount is. The sadaqah that you give not just purifies your wealth in the world, it also purifies your soul, your niyyah towards what you want to achieve, that is the closeness with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it just shows your commitment towards what you have promised Him. So you need to make it a regular habit to do it for everything that you initiate. If you want to do something in this world, give sadaqah for it. Have a good niyyah towards doing it. Inshallah, Allah's help and guidance will come in everything you do. Make it a regular habit and you will see the difference. Number 3, revive your relations. You can get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala if you broken ties of kinship in this world. Your character is a part of your deen. No matter how pious you are, no matter how much salah you read, if you mistreat people around you and you broken relations, then you lack the true essence of Iman. If you want to revive a relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then you need to revive your relationship with your parents, your siblings, your spouse, your friends, your neighbors, and your extended family. I know it's not a quick fix, but you need to pick up the phone and initiate it. And Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu is going to go a long way. So start now. Step 4. Mandatory obligations. 5 times salah a day, a month of fasting in Ramadan. This is non-negotiable. We need to sincerely commit to this and do it with the full intent. All the previous steps that you took narrows down to this point. You showed intent, you purified your intent by giving sadaqah, you revived your relations, developed a better character, all to attain the piousness through your prayer and fasting. Between disbelief and faith is abandoning of salah. I know it's overwhelming for most. It was for me as well. But think of it this way. You have a job or a business, but you just stop showing up at work, you don't submit projects, you miss deadlines, but you maintain good ties with your peers and your boss. Do you think it will matter? No, you're going to get fired. You're going to lose that job or you're going to lose that business. So in an Islamic sense, it's the exact same thing. You have to do what is obligated on you. Otherwise, you're literally going to get fired. Astaghfirullah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us all and enter us into Jannatul Firdaus. So promise yourself that you will do it. You have to be sincere and committed towards this. You cannot have an easy attitude. You cannot say, I just missed one salah or I just missed one fast. No, that is the problem. You have to fix this. If you miss one, make up for it. Do an extra nafil that day, but be committed. Don't have an easy attitude. That one is going to turn into 3, then 10. Sooner or later, you're going to lose it all. So fix it. Your guilt is what is going to get you to the next salah. So fix it, my brothers and sisters. Be consistent, committed towards your salah. This is the closest and the strongest bond that you hold with the Almighty. Step 5. Voluntary prayers and adopting sunnahs. How in your career you try to develop that extra skill set, or in your business you give that extra service to stand out? Voluntary prayers and adopting sunnahs is the exact same thing. This is that special something that is going to connect you with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what you need to focus on the most. You need to do your mandatory obligations and try to do that extra effort. That extra nafil, that sajda in tahajjud, the remembrance in the morning and the evening, adopting that little sunnahs of drinking water, eating, sleeping, bathing is what is going to be the differentiator on the day of judgment. Focus on this the most. This is the most important part of your deen. This is what is going to get you extremely close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and get you the blessings and guidance in your life. This is what we want to achieve, and this is the last step. There is nothing more valued than adopting the character and the sunnahs of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. I plan to do the same and achieve it with you guys and start to think Muslim. If this video was of any value to you, then give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and to support me on the journey of Think Muslim, subscribe to the channel. I plan to put in more videos every week, inshallah, and I'm really glad that you're here. I'm really glad that you guys are watching. Inshallah, I'll see you in the next one. Jazakallahu khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
All narrow down, all to attain, no matter how big or your character is a part of the is bad.